So I wanted to go back a little bit to something that Lee brought up last week.
Okay.
And it's a little Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh.
By A24.
You watched it.
Called Dream Scenario.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, now I have to watch this movie. Great.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
I just gotta talk about there's one scene I gotta talk about. And I had to actually stop the movie
and ask me if it got worse.
And ask if it got worse just because.
Perfect.
So this whole thing is this, everyone starts randomly dreaming about this guy.
Yep.
And no one knows why. So how he becomes the most popular person in the world. Well, he goes to this company who's trying to like
promote
him by promoting like Sprite or like
So they want him to do like, you know, promotions with Sprite so people will dream of him drinking a Sprite.
Because here's the thing is
so that's how they can advertise.
Right, in their dreams, all these bad things are happening, but he's not involved. He kind of just walks by, looks at you, and then continues to, like, he'll watch or he'll just continue. So if you're getting like the snot beat out of you, he'll just watch you get this. And here's the thing is, I'll be honest,
doing anything.
This is Nicolas Cage's some of his best acting.
It kind of is. He did a really good job. He did
it's not Nicolas Cage.
For the character, it's great.
It is not your average Nicolas Cage. I'm telling you.
Come on.
What they did with Brendan Fraser, what they did with Nick Cage here with A24. They just took him out of who he is and they made him somebody different.
Would you agree with that, Lee? Would you agree with what he just said?
What A24 did with Brendan Fraser.
I was not surprised. I was not surprised with how he played the part. He played it exactly the way I expected him to play it.
That's not what I'm asking.
Surprised
That's not what
me.
I'm asking. He said that A24 did with Nicolas Cage what they did with Brendan Fraser, and I'm asking if you agree with that statement.
I can't. They're so different. They're incomparable.
What I mean by that is they took Brendan Fraser out of his norm,
out of the comfort zone,
and they did something crazy with him.
Nicolas Cage has said yes to everything. I don't think there is a norm for Nicolas Cage.
No.
I have never seen this. I've never seen this Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage has done dramas that were...
Yes, I've never seen this.
Okay.
This was fantastic.
Have you ever seen Leaving Las Vegas?
That's an old one, yeah. I've seen most...
This
parts
is
of it.
Leaving Las Vegas is a movie starring Nicolas Cage where he's basically an alcoholic. He's lost everything. People in his family are dead. He's lost his job, and he basically falls in love with the street worker, and he is hell bent on drinking himself to death. And by the end of the movie, he does it. He spends the entire movie wasted, but not a funny wasted, a really sad, depressing wasted. Yeah. If you want to feel like crap for an hour and a half, watch Leaving Las Vegas. There's nothing funny about what Nicolas Cage does in that movie, and I personally think that's one of his better performances. The way that he was able to play that character and not do it in a comedic way, that would be taking Nicolas Cage out of his element for me. So I'm just why.
So the way you're describing that is how I would describe this movie then. Because it's not your...
It's depressing. It is depressing.
It's depressing. It's not your crazy Nicolas, like, you know, it's not that Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
Like he's done Family Man where he's this drama guy, you know, in that's still kind of toned down. This was not...
You're not allowed to say toned down ever again.
Again. It's toned down. But there's this... All of a sudden, there's one of the interns at this company that tries to hire him.
Oh, another intern. We're back at that now.
We have... That's what... She's the one... She's the first one that he meets that she has a dream that
he does something.
That he does something.
You can let your mind take you where you need it to and get it.
He's like 50, 60 something.
Yeah.
She's 30.
No, she's like 20 something.
Okay.
Maybe early 20s.
No, she says she's 30.
Are you?
And at the bar, she says she's 30.
Okay.
So they get drunk and she goes, you know what? Let's come back to and she's telling him that she wants to reenact. She's like, I have you here. I want to reenact my dream. And she tells him, whenever you want to stop, we'll just stop. So like 3 or 4 times, like, he's like, I'm good. She goes, no. But she goes, but if you want to stop, just tell me to stop. And he would say, stop. I'm good. She's like, no, just stay with me. Well, there's...
We don't need to go more into detail.
I gotta stop
I'm not
you.
going
I gotta
into
stop
detail.
you again.
You're going too much into detail.
I gotta stop you again. Yeah, you're going into too much detail because right now I have a wild imagination. So I'm visioning some things that are okay. Yeah.
It's not that crazy.
Don't even get into the movie. The point is Nicolas Cage plays this role very well. Like
okay.
I couldn't see anybody else play the role because it's Nicolas Cage.
But you can't see anybody play Nicolas Cage except Nicolas Cage in anything that he's ever done. Right.
And that's why I wouldn't say that it's hard for me to see anybody else play the role, but I can't say that I couldn't imagine Nicolas Cage do this. Like, you know, if I never knew this movie existed. Like, it didn't surprise me he did it.
So to be honest, to be ironically enough, because of The Fanatic, I could see John Travolta play this character.
John Travolta could have played the character. Absolutely.
Ironically enough. But he did.
He did, though. That's the point.
But ironically.
He did.
Maybe
Cook, this entire time this was John Travolta. This actually
was John Travolta disguised as Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
Hello,
At
governor.
the end, his face comes off.
Poppycock. Poppycock.
It's a crazy movie. There's stuff that
the movie was over and I went, huh, I don't need to watch this ever again.
No. Okay.
But I'm glad I did.
Yes.
If you're
It's one of those movies.
Okay.
It's another one of those movies. Like,
okay, that is
like
how
Passion
I
in the
know
Desert.
that this
I'm
is
glad
how
I watched it, but
hang on.
never again.
This is how I know I will like this movie because Lee will never watch it again. That's how I know I'm going to enjoy this.
I might watch it
you'll
again,
like
but
it.
I'm not gonna like go seeking it out. Like I have to be really just like
I'm gonna watch
super
this.
bored.
Okay, now I'm gonna watch this.
I started watching it and I was like, I was just chilling. I was like, what do I want? I'm like, oh yeah, Lee mentioned this. So I popped it on and I was like, what the heck am I watching?
Yeah.
What the heck is going on?
That's
it's exactly what I expected it to be. Like nothing surpassed expectations.
I mean,
it was
a good movie. It was an A24 film.
Yep.
And I think that's what I like about it is it's not a remake.
Feeling. Yeah.
It's not a sequel. It's not a prequel. It's not it's none of that. It's an original film. They got edgy with it, but they didn't get crazy. The way they got edgy with The Whale is how they get edgy with this. Like it's not crazy edgy, but it hits on stuff.
Yeah.
One thing that's good is, you know, we always talk about when we watch shows and everything, or we talked about in like Stranger Things, for example. We're like, how come nobody brought up Freddy Krueger? And then somebody does.
Right.
You know, I like when we see things like that where they bring in pop culture and we're like, okay, they're in this world, you know, we can kind of get it. And there are times where you hear about this movie and you go, oh, he's basically Freddy Krueger, but like super lame. And doesn't do anything. Like that's what the trailer made me think of. And they do refer to him later on in this movie as Freddy Krueger because he shows up in people's dreams. You know, to the point where like there's a photo shoot with him and they're like, now hold the glove, and they have like a Freddy like a really bad looking Freddy glove. It's a horrible it's
a gauntlet.
It doesn't look anything like Freddy's glove.
That's
it's like
funny.
some cheap, you get it off of Temu, like whatever it is. Anyway, that's So anyway, my kids are playing Stomp upstairs, I guess.
Okay. Do you want to go? Do you want to go?
Look at
that real quick. Okay. 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 Just take the guitar and just start beating the ceiling with it.
Yep, I'm that guy now.
Break it.
I'm that guy now.
Yep.
All right.
Take my guitar and beat the ceiling.
So
you ruined my moment, though. It was a It was a gassy moment.